Video is going to be about the Gnome raid, which you can take a look at in your event schedule. So it gives 40k experience and it happens in Josan Town. So if you come to the main village, it takes place here in the square and they spawn from 3 different directions. Now, I don't recommend staying in the square itself because they do come in mobs and it can be kind of hard to stay alive that way. I recommend using a ranged weapon and sticking around one of these corners here and hitting from this place. Now, what do they drop? They do drop eons, but you can also get the Psycho hat, which I will show you here. It's a pretty rare drop. You can't use your lucky charm for it, unlike most other events. And it's a 0.05% rate from each of the gnomes that are in this event. So it starts in about 6 minutes or so, I think. So I will pause the video and I will be back around that time. Okay, so we just got the banner that we're eligible for the reward, and now, as you can see, just like the other events, we get a banner across here, and we get the skull to let us know that a wave is coming. So they first spawn over here, and then they march in, very similar to the Orc March in Hollowdale. Now they get to a certain point and they stop. So it's usually better for the tanks to stay in this area and for rangers to stay back in this square. Depends on what your strength is. Now the waves get increasingly more difficult, so you're going to find that these riders hit a lot harder, whereas the smaller gnomes are much easier to kill. Now again, because it can get kind of chaotic with lots of players and lots of mobs around, I suggest keeping your system tab open so that you can see what drops for you. Because again, that Psycho hat is really, really rare and it's a lore item, so you want to be able to pick that up. And you can take a look at my mini map, and over to the far left, you can see them in the corner. So they, like I said, they spawn in 3 different spots around the map. This is just one of the first ones. So people tend to congregate here, and then as we kill them off, we'll switch over to the other corners and get the last few. So the other spot they spawn is over on this edge near the textile machine. And of course, like the other events, the next wave doesn't spawn until you've completely defeated the first one. So you do need to kill all of them in order for it to progress to the next wave. So it looks like people have gotten the ones that were over in this area, but they do spawn in this section as well. Now you can see that there's these giant worm-looking riders, and those are the heaviest hitters, but they also drop the most amount of gold. So very similar to the orc event, you'll probably get, say 100 to 300 gold drop from those. And very similar to the other events as well, this time of day, the North American nighttime time zone, generally has a better turnout. So if you find that it's rough in the nighttime for Americans, then the opposite time zone is even worse and more difficult. So I suggest bringing some pots with you. And you can see that some of these people are standing still. You've got to restack every 150 hits. Otherwise, you stop hitting. Some people don't understand that. So magic, I haven't actually done this event since the new classes went in. It looks like magic is really good for this event because you can kind of stand back and hit everything. So I'm thinking if you're a lower level, if you use range and you use magic, it's probably the best bet for you. And similar to the orc event last night, I had to F12 a lot. These events can get really glitchy very quickly. So F12ing lets you refresh your page and see where you're hitting. Oh, it's very glitchy tonight. We didn't actually get to kill them all. That's too bad. So we got our 40k experience as well as our event coins. Now I have 3 from the event earlier, but it's 3 per event. And sadly, something's going on lately with the loop, so we didn't get to kill every single one of the monsters, but I'm going to let Volt know that because if we had gotten to kill them all, we would have had more chances to get the Psycho Hat than we just did. So anyway, hopefully that helps explain the event a little bit. If you're a smaller player, again, I'd bring range. If you're a bigger player, then you probably want a shield and some kind of sword or staff. And you're probably going to want to stick around here in the group because otherwise they can take you down pretty quickly. All right, I hope you guys have a good night.